All right, we are now recording. Today we're going to talk about designing your sign-up page for conversions. And Glenn's going to hop on at the end here and talk about what they're doing at Harvie Farms, New Orleans to try to continue to iterate on this and make the sign-up page the best for converting potential members to members. I want to start with trying to imagine that your sign-up page is the only interaction someone ever has with your farm and kind of get in that mindset of thinking of your sign-up page that way, and how can we use that one interaction to convert someone into a lifetime member. So this fact I threw out last time when we did the product call about your product page and swapping experience, that 94% of consumers will either abandon a site or give up if they can't find the information they need to make a smart purchase decision, I think applies to this scenario perfectly as well, because if people are going to your sign up page and they do not have the information they need, they're not going to sign up, and you're going to lose that one chance to gain that member. So why are we talking about this? Number one, increased conversions is going to equal more sales intuitively, especially from organic traffic, from people who are not familiar with your farm, who are not familiar with a CSA program or farm share program. How do you get those members in the door? Second reason, this can be a really great opportunity to show off your brand. Like we said, that if this is the first interaction someone's having with your farm, how are you presenting yourself? How are you presenting your product, and what do they need to know? Putting that all on a sign-up page for them to see. So I want to start with looking at the competition. So if we're trying to take customers who are not really familiar with a farm share or CSA program, they might be familiar with some sort of other subscription program. So I walked through the sign-up page first of Misfits Market Food. We're going to go through this video really quickly. So you can see here the two sizes that they offer. They've got fun names, Mischief and Madness here. They've got the number of items of produce, of types, and the proportions per type for each size that they're offering. As I go through, I'm going through the normal selecting the day, selecting the week. But on this sign-up page, they also have what's included in the box, different questions that members might have, what's included in the subscription, and trying to give these different selling points of why someone should buy their subscription to this ugly produce. It went a little fast there, but they also had different Instagram posts from different members, adding this kind of level of social proof to their sign-up page. As well as we've got some FAQs down here of questions customers might have that if they don't have answered, it might prevent them from signing up. The next one I want to look at is another ugly food produce, which I think we can all beat with our beautiful farm fresh produce. So Imperfect Foods has got this little quiz. So how many eaters are in your household? 1 to 2. What are your dietary preferences? What types of produce are you buying? And all of this trying to get to know the member and what they like to help them with that ultimate question of what share should I be buying? And I think this is really applicable to our share page as well, as members are coming, seeing your different share sizes and options, and they don't necessarily know which one to buy.
No.
If you guys could mute yourself, thank you. Perfect. So if we go here and I clicked on the certain particular share, they've also got details on how it works, how much it costs, and then most importantly, what's included. Because as a potential customer, that's my number one question, honestly, is what is in this share that you're offering? And what is that box going to look like from a week-to-week basis? I also think the social cue of what they recommend and having those little nudges into like, you should buy this option over another option can be something that you can implement into your sign-up page as well. All right. So what to consider, thinking about those two different competitor sign-up pages, and then overall best practices from any type of product pages, the number one thing across the industry is to include a value proposition. So at the top of your page, if someone's landing on that page, they should know why they should buy from your farm, number one, or what makes you different. And including that as a header is the number one recommendation out there for product pages. Number two, designing and thinking about this entire page from the perspective of someone who doesn't know about your farmer program. So thinking through those questions that person would have and implementing those into the share descriptions, into the size descriptions, into the FAQs or in your sign up banner. The third one is laying out all the expectations ahead of time. So often, because people don't have the information to buy, they're leaving the page. So if you are including that initially, you can both inform that member so they can make the purchase, but also narrow down to the right people for your program, and remove any frustration from members who sign up not really understanding what it is later down the road. And I would say more importantly, remove a lot of emails and questions for you as a farmer program. So you're not getting tons of emails at the beginning of the season saying, what is this? Which one should I buy? You can eliminate all of that. And the second, number three, I guess, is social proof. So 41% of users are reading online reviews before purchasing a product. This is why we were harping on refer a friend before. And I think this is also really important for a sign up page. So what is other people's experience with your share? Why do they like it? Why do they like a particular size? Including things like that can be very powerful for the member to make a purchasing decision. So overall, things we've been doing at Harvie is, if you may have noticed the new sign up page that's come out in the beta version, and overall thinking about how to make the user experience more straightforward, how to make that page faster so you can get as many conversions as possible. And right now, I believe the new sign up page has a 6% increase in conversions for those programs who are using it. If you want to check it out or use it in beta for your farm, feel free to reach out to your account manager or check out the Pittsburgh or New Orleans pages.
Mackenzie, one small note on that is actually, we're seeing in some cases a 6% conversion rate, but the jump is actually a 50% increase in conversions for that new page.
Oh, so, wow, that's really big. I should have asked about that.
No, not a problem.
50% is pretty huge. But I think coupled with that, the things that we're doing is even more so you can implement things on your page and in your settings yourself that also increase your conversion rate. I want to turn it over now to Glenn, who's been working with Harvie Farms New Orleans, and have her talk through some of the things that they've been doing and trying out, as well as allow you guys to see examples of this.
Yeah, awesome. Hi, everyone. So we've been kind of implementing exactly what Mackenzie's been talking through in the previous slides, and we're definitely iterating. So all of this we're changing as we see more information come through and more data from our marketing initiatives as to what's working best. So if you can see on our sign up banner, we really think it's important to grab their attention. So that's what we've done with the top line there, is to really just grab the attention of a new customer and get them to read a little bit about who we are and what we're doing. Then it's great also to highlight your selection. This is one thing, especially given that we have a lot of customers now interested in this service that aren't familiar with CSAs or even receiving local food. You really want to show them what they'll be getting and highlight the producers and the different food items that they'll be able to get through you and through your farm. So that's what we've done here too, is really highlight some producers that even might be people that they know of. If they know of your farm, you want to also, mention who you are, what you're about. And if they don't know, tell a little bit about your story so that they can learn more about you, because customers are really, really interested in that level of the story and learning more about you as well. And then a little personalized note that kind of ties into telling more about your farm. People just want to connect with you and with your farm and really know the products they're getting, but also the story behind it. So as far as our share descriptions, this has actually been something we've been changing quite a bit. as we're seeing more feedback come in. One thing we've begun doing is doing demo calls with different influencers with marketing tactics that we're rolling out right now. And some great feedback we've gotten was actually on our share description. So initially, we set these up to be unique to each size. So we played around with the names as well and had more complex names trying to explain what each box was, but it was causing a bit of customer confusion. So for right now, I've dialed it back to be really simple and straightforward so that anybody, even people who are unfamiliar with this type of product or this type of delivery service, or even local food in general, they'll be able to relate to the share names. So that's why you'll see just mini, small, medium, large, and then we have whole diet on the next slide that you'll see. But that is what we've decided to do in terms of naming to keep it simple. And then as far as the descriptions, we had unique descriptions for each size at first that kind of, we changed what was said, but we actually received feedback saying that this caused a lot of confusion because they weren't sure if the same products were available for each size or if they were limited to their choices based on the sizes that they were buying. So there's a lot of different elements that people can get stuck on when looking at this sign up page. And so I wanted to clear up any of that confusion as much as possible. So I created descriptions that are the same for each size, but show the difference also within them. So we highlight how many people each size feeds or the size of family that it could feed. We highlight the products that'll be available. And as you can see, the products that are available are the same for every size. So that clears up that level of customer confusion. And then we also highlighted some of the producers and the products available for each size. And this just gets people excited. They want to know what they're going to have available to them. They want to know who they're coming from, like what the producers, who your farm is. If you're partnering with other farms or you're having other products included in your farm shares, they want to know about that. So to include it here is really important. But overall, just as much information and as many questions as you can answer for each box size will be the best. And then in terms of the overall description too, as you can see, we included the farms that we're featuring in our boxes. We just explained that everything's customizable for each delivery and listed some of the products that they could see in their boxes each week.
Yeah, I really love how you've got the kind of some of the benefits of Harvie here in the overall share description, because right now on the sign up page, it's everything that's on there is something that the farm's putting in. So what you're putting on in your share settings and your share descriptions and your sign up banner is the entire sign up page. So it doesn't necessarily have anything about the share being customized or the benefits to members where they can put holds. So I think that's really key to add things like that.
Yeah, and making it consistent too, because we did make the mistake of putting fully customizable on some sizes, but not others. And so then people are like, oh, I can customize these, but not these. So just make sure the consistency across all sizes is there, because we've lived through the inconvenience of that. So might as well not have you guys do it too. But other than that, one other thing that I'm exploring right now, and I'll have more feedback probably later on in our marketing endeavors, is explaining a bit of an upsell in each product description. So with Harvie, New Orleans, and with any Harvie share really, is they're getting the value of the dollar amount they're paying for, but the product availability is going to be the same. So just explaining that if you size up, you'll get more meats or higher priced products available to you in each box. That is kind of what I've tied into these sizes. So we do have meats and, different added products that are of higher value available in New Orleans. And so what I tried to explain in each product description is, if you're one person but you're looking for more proteins, you're going to want to size up from a mini, for instance. Or if you're a small family but you're looking for more higher priced products, you're going to want to size up to a large instead of a medium. So kind of creating an upsell within the descriptions too is a fun way to test if that helps people maybe choose a larger size for your farm share as well.
Yeah, and even if you're not adding meats and other value-added products to your share, I think this is still applicable. Is why should someone get the biggest share over the smaller share? Are you putting more value into it, maybe, or that sort of thing?
Yeah, or even you could even get fun with it and explain, if you're challenge yourself to cook more at home with this size box, or something to try to get them interested in buying more food or a larger size by making it fun. So there's a lot we haven't tried out yet. but this is a good baseline. And then you can kind of get creative and fun from there too, in terms of what you think might motivate them to either one, purchase, and two, maybe purchase a larger size as well. And a great way to do this is to ask people who are looking into your farm or family and friends, like get their feedback on what you've done. And if it gets them excited about the product, or if they're kind of curious and wanting to learn more before signing up, that's a great way to answer a lot of these questions of what should I include, is to get feedback on that too.
Awesome. I added this, but I think they're doing this as well in New Orleans. These are pictures from Pittsburgh that show the different sizes. And I think the visual aspect of having the changing photo for each shot size and the amount of product that member is getting with the size is really important. We saw that on the competitor sites when people are signing up. They want to know what's in each box or what an example box would look like. So to give that to them visually can answer a lot of questions and can also excite them. I mean, this large share looks awesome and I want to buy it now. Actually, I already have it, but all right. So overall key takeaway is the sign up page is a potential customer's first interaction and maybe the only interaction with your brand and with your products. And to make sure you're both engaging, telling the story of your farm and your products and explaining everything about your program while also being brief. I might add, you don't want to be too overboard with things. And to fine tune this page can lead to more conversions, more sales, and well-educated customers. Overall next steps, if you have 5 minutes, I'd say pull up your signage page right now and think about what's the most common question, sales related, that you've gotten from members recently, and add something like that to your sign up banner or your share descriptions. If you want to go a little bit more in depth, look over your descriptions, your size photos, your sign up banner, and making sure you have that clear call to action and sales focus throughout the entire page. And I'd say all in, Lynn was saying they've interviewed members, which is a great way to get feedback. So going to someone who doesn't really know as much about your program and walking through the sign up page with them. What kind of questions do they have? What makes them want to check out and purchase your farm share for the season? And start to tweak things based on that and be constantly changing this sign up page to answer the questions that you're getting and add new ideas and play with it a bit because it's customizable to your program and to what you're doing, and you need to highlight those sorts of things. Lastly, I've got a couple ideas from other Harvie farms if you want to check out other people's sign up pages, because I think some of your peers are doing great things as well, and we can learn from farms across the country and Canada. But Noble Gardens here has a great sign up banner that I really love. Oxen Hill Farms really got some awesome share descriptions that go into both the share and the size descriptions. I'd say the photos on Salad Days Farm are very clear and high quality photos, which are really engaging. If you want to check out like a website linked to Harvie and how they're describing it, Reem does a great job of this. And then Lazy 8 Stock Farm Bryce just added a great video on the profile page that walks through actually a share and unpacking it, which I think can be a great addition to the profile page. I will stop there and see if anyone has any questions or comments. I'd love to hear what other people are doing on their sign up page that's working or not working, or things that people want to try. Any questions? Fine if not.
Not seeing any in the chat.
Awesome. Kyle, anything to add about development sign up page wise?
So we do have a beta going for that sign up page. I know farms are starting to ask to be a part of it. I don't think that there's any real gotchas, with the exception that it's a little bit harder to. So one of the things that we've done with the sign up page is put an emphasis on, obviously, on the conversion rate, and what that means generally is you kind of, once somebody gets to a sign up page, you kind of want blinders on them. You want them to like really just be looking at the one path to finish the task. And so the current sign up page does not have like links back to the profile or to a lot of other pieces of the site, because we're really trying to get people, once they click over to sign up, to convert. And it works. So that's kind of what we're doing. So you just got to be kind of aware of that. But I think, no, otherwise, you know, we're excited to be bringing people on. We hope that, I mean, what we've seen in New Orleans was, yeah, like once we released the page, it was a more than a 50% conversion increase in the conversion rate for all of the campaigns we were doing, which obviously means that every marketing dollar we spent just became two. It's pretty nice. So, or became $1.50, right? So it's pretty nice. Yeah, I was actually going to ask Lynn whether it was maybe worth saying a couple things that you've tried that didn't work, or that that, you know, we've cut out of the plan of the descriptions now, because that is, I know we had a lot of theses going in that some have borne out and some have not, like putting the 1 to 2 people in the description, in the share size title versus putting it in the description, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we had some further description in the title, and we also had some other share size options available that communicated being able to receive, for instance, meat and vegetables, but it caused a bit of confusion because then people were not aware that that also needed customization to have those items. So I wouldn't advise, given our experience thus far, to add items into the product description or the product title, the share size title, and also to just include further details on the amount of people or what they're going to be receiving the share in the description, not so much in the title, because keeping that title simple is what we're seeing to be easier to communicate to new customers. They might have expectations that you don't then meet if you put too much in that title and don't have the description to kind of expand on exactly what you mean by that. So, yeah.
Any other questions or thoughts people want to add? Anyone from the Harvie team's welcome to add things too.
I have a question.
Sure.
It's Lisa from Oak Spring. So I like that. And I know that I haven't done very much with my profile page. So I am definitely going to go in today and work on that. I am really going to do a webinar to help people understand what Harvie's about and who we are as a farm. So I had some questions because I was on there today and I was talking to a member that's been with me since the start, and she didn't know there was a Harvie University. So obviously I needed to do a better job of teaching people about Harvie University. But then when I went in to show her where it was, I couldn't find it. I did finally find it when I went to frequently asked questions, and then I scrolled to the very bottom of the profile page. So I was just wondering, or maybe it's a suggestion, or maybe if someone has a quicker way to get to it, maybe that's something that could be in a drop-down menu or at the top of the page versus at the very bottom of the page. Because I think as new members come in, that Harvie University is super helpful to them, because what I've realized is I answer so many of those questions that Harvie University answers. And I'm guessing it's because people don't know Harvie University exists. And I have been slow on the uptake of learning how to use Harvie myself as a consumer. I've been focused on learning how to use it as a farmer. So now I'm finally, I've had 2 seasons and now I'm really understanding how to use it. So there's that. And then I have another thing about, I feel like there was a series of onboarding emails that happened my first year. And I'm wondering, when someone signs up, are there automatic emails? And I know this is a bit ignorant on my part, but how many onboarding emails are there, or are they being sent automatically once someone signs up? Or is that my job to create those and tweak those and then make sure they get sent? I don't know the answer to this question.
Steph, do you want to take the emails and then I can answer the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Lisa. Yes, to answer your question, once members are new and existing members, if it's a new member, they're going to receive the new member onboarding email series. And then if it's an existing one, we just tweak it a little bit, saying welcome back. So they recognize that, they're coming back. I believe there's 4 emails in that series. And I will go back to your first point about Harvie University. We do link to that in those onboarding emails. So, we do make an effort to put that out there for the member to be able to utilize. I'm not sure how much people read emails,
Yeah,
but it is there for them. We do make an effort to provide that for them, of course. I can send you, if you want to go to Harvie University, you can actually see what the emails are that we send. I have that in under marketing and communications. There's a help document that highlights what members or what communications my members receive from Harvie. So that's all highlighted in there if you want to check that out.
I remember you going over this with me when I first started, which was
so
2.5
long
years
ago now. Yeah.
Right?
All right.
So I was
refresher.
I'm thinking about all of this stuff because I'm putting together this webinar, which is one of the reasons why I made an appointment with you, because I really want some help with
see that.
because I want it to be good. And I wanted to, really say what I want to say. So, okay, good. Thank you. That was helpful. And I am going to go take some of the tips, Mackenzie. So thank you for your presentation. I appreciate it.
No problem. Hope it was helpful.
And just a couple quick things on the Harvie U on the product side. We this quarter we're putting a big emphasis on the onboarding process and smoothing that out and getting the education right and getting all the kind of setting the preferences at the right moment during the onboarding and that type of thing. So hopefully there will be a big reduction in the number of questions that are coming anyways, because a lot of those should be answered at the stage in which you're being onboarded. But included in that kind of onboarding effort, the member support team is putting together a new version of the FAQ page and the FAQ questions for members that we're going to be putting on that members dashboard. So they're kind of like, we're really trying to push the like a smoother flow where they kind of like sign up and they know which, they know what your farm is about, they know what they're buying, they get that, they get that reinforced, they're setting their preferences at the right time, they kind of understand that the impact of those preferences on what their first delivery is going to be, and then they're kind of up and running. And included in that is things like, having a bar at the top that shows you when your next delivery is and when the next customization period, or if you're in customization, so that like as soon as you log in you can see that, as opposed to kind of having to kind of dig around. So we have a lot of things slated for this quarter around that.
Great.
Any other last questions or thoughts?
Hey, it's Chloe from Robinette. Lisa, I was just going to say one thing relating to the FAQ thing that I did last year sometime was in every farm happening email, I just kind of had, a one-liner that was always in the farm happening for the people that actually happen to read it, which I don't know how many people do, but it was just like, here's the FAQs on how to use Harvie. And that link was just always in the farm happening, so that, if someone really wanted to dig in, maybe they would see that before they emailed me. That was just one thing that I worked around.
That's a great tip. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions? If not, I will end our recording and send out some help documentation. If you do need help finding where to update any of these things, feel free to reach out to your account manager or dig into Harvie University, as it's all there. Or if you just want to need help brainstorming or want someone else to look over your sign up page, we're happy to do that as well. All right. And we will see everyone next week.